Good evening. Welcome to Hot Mess Issue Today, the hit. Please like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today, I have on the sports mask, and the topic is this, or these GOAT discussions, greatest of all time. In some sports, I think it could be kind of clear. But this goat thing in basketball, men's, you know, Jordan versus LeBron and then Kobe. I'm like, you know, that's crazy. I mean, to some degree, they had some overlap in career, but it's just that whatever you looking at, none of them clearly dominate. And then you got, players like Kareem, more rings, more championships, you know, um, just unbelievable. And he sits on the sideline, and don't really say anything. Now, if you push him, he'll throw it out there for you. He got NCAA championships. It's just unbelievable. Nobody's done what he did, as far as college. And then, he got, NBA championships and all that. I mean, so it's just hard in basketball given, the errors that, players had to play against. And then you got, players like, you know, Wilt Chamberlain, where, they actually changed the rules to try to, impact how, the game is played because he was just outright, dominating. But, and somebody scoring 100 points in a game, whereas no 3-pointers, that's just outright ridiculous. And basically, he could do it whenever he wanted to. But, so many different things to consider, and trying to have an outright GOAT. It's just, it's just, uh, it's just too hard to do. And then you could say like boxing, everybody want to give it to Muhammad, and he's definitely a great boxer and the greatest. But then you got to break it down to weight class. Now, when it comes to heavyweight, I think, yeah, he the GOAT. But once you break it down in weight class, the other boxers that have dominated their weight class, or even more than one weight class, is, without a doubt, you gotta say they're GOAT, you know? And then, you know, when it comes to soccer, I thought, Pele was it, but now you see you got Messi and all these other guys, that they just have taken the game to another level because of the time and the opportunity that will allow them to do that. Now, do I think if Pele at his prime was playing today, oh, he would have been able to do the same thing, but experiencing, what he had to experience off the field, that impacted what he could do on the field. And he still was great. But, all of the previous, performers, and the funny thing is, like, when you go back to boxing and you got Jack Johnson and them guys, they used to fight 60, 70, 80 rounds. It wasn't no 14 or 16 or 10 rounds. You know, they would go, 80 rounds in the heat. And that, is something to be said about that. You know, could they do 14 rounds today? I would argue easily. But could a boxer today go back there, deal with all the things that you have to deal with? Could they do 80 rounds? I don't think so. And that's what makes, a big difference. The time and era that the athlete was competing in. And so in a lot of sports, it's just hard to say who's the GOAT. And it's always somebody now who don't have the real history and think of what was happening in the past, trying to throw somebody that's playing today or recently retired up as the GOAT of all time. The records and all of that, records are made to be broken. Now, it's probably some records that, will never be broken. Like in tennis, the longest match. Well, that's not going to be broken because the rules have changed that they're not going to let it go that far anymore, you know. But, and just like, boxing 80, 90 rounds. Well, that record is not going to be broken because they don't let boxing matches go that long anymore, So some things, just won't happen. In racing, men and women are getting faster and faster and faster. And, some times just, it just, I don't think they hit the wall where it can't be done any faster. As long as, athletes are, being every now and then you get that one, like, um, like bowl that, just grow and just end up being a super athlete and choosing the right sport. It's not going to be any races that can't be done faster right now. Maybe at some point, but hey, it just seems like the next year, we got world records being broken, and some of them being broken by different people, different times, multiple times in the same year. Even it's only chipping away by a second, but those seconds add up to minutes. And if you compare those times to what used to be done, 30 years ago or 40 years ago, it's like, darn, they're doing it in half the time, it seems. But I don't know. I don't think any GOAT arguments can be won by any, one individual in a sport. But, if it's an opportunity to break it down, like in boxing, a GOAT at each weight class, or wrestling, GOAT at each weight class, swimming, a GOAT in each type stroke or at each distance, but basketball, you're probably going to have a GOAT in each era, however you determine where era starts and begins. Well, That's my opinion. This has been Hot Mess Issue Today, the hit. Please like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.